The universe is unfolding the way that it should. Now, what do we mean that the universe is unfolding the way that it should? Well, you are the one that's creating your universe. One of the things that a self-realized being very quickly realizes that we are totally responsible for our own lives. Now, we're not always responsible for things that happen to us, but we are responsible how we react to them and how we think of them. Okay? And so Jesus said, "Ye have heard that it has been said of them of old time, to love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them which hurt you, and pray for them which despicably use you and persecute you, that ye may be children of your Father which art in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them that love you, what do ye more than others? And if you salute your brethren only, what reward have ye? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father is perfect, which is in heaven. Not everyone who say unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that listens to the words that I say. Love one another as I love you. Love one another as I love you." You know, God is infinite, indivisible, and unalterable goodness. Goodness includes peace, love, power, strength, knowledge, faith, presence, justice, mercy, harmony, health, and prosperity. As God is infinite and unalterable goodness, then all goodness must be eternal, and the opposite must be false appearances. As life, truth, and understanding are eternal, then death, falsehood, and ignorance must be false appearances. As love, strength, knowledge, and faith are eternal, then hate, weakness, fear, and doubt must be false appearances. As God is love and everywhere at all times and no respecter of persons, then prejudice and aversion must be false appearances. Must be false appearances. And so the Master Jesus and all the other masters, they lived in their higher self. Some of us call it the higher self, some of us call it the sacred self, but it is the spirit that is in you. Remember that saying, that the original sin that we have all have made, that we have forgotten who we are, and when you remember who you are, guess what? You begin to remember your natural talents, okay? You begin to remember that you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars, and you have a right to be here. You begin to realize that I am creating my whole world. You are responsible for your life. You're creating your whole world. Now that I'm leaving town, I can tell you this. Okay. Don't take it too personally. Let me go around that. Okay. I got this. I live in New York City, and I was going through my license, and the license, there was a sign where you would get your picture taken. And it said, if you don't like your picture, show up with a different face. Okay, so here is medium talk. If you don't like your reading, show up with a different life. Yeah, because the medium becomes an extension of you. The medium becomes an extension of you. Your future is a byproduct of your thinking, and what we are doing is telling you what you're creating. If you don't like what you're creating, then you have the power or the consciousness to change it. It is not that space, time, energy, and matter is a fundamental reality. Consciousness is the fundamental reality out of which space, time, energy, and matter appear. It's not that there's a spiritual world and a physical world, but what appears as our world is spirit made visible or consciousness expressed in idea. As long as you think of yourself as a physical body, you cannot help but think that money, health, and relationships come to you. When you realize who you are, you realize that money, health, and relationships come from you, not to you. They come from your consciousness and appear outwardly as the things we need and desire. If you lack supply, it is because you have not released the consciousness within you that allows those supplies to appear. We all have bought into a false belief that we have to have certain things in our life to be happy. When you know and realize that you're a spirit now, you would realize that everything that you could possibly want or need that's real, you already have it. I'll say that again. Everything that you could possibly want or need that's real, you already have it. So now you have to figure out what's real. What's real? Remember, you are God's sacred child. You're a genius. There is no such thing as a learning disability. There's only an inability to be taught the way that you learn. So figure out how you learn. Your happiness or unhappiness does not depend on a good opinion of another person, and if it does, you're in trouble. It's none of your business, actually, what other people think about you. Nobody does anything to you or for you that has anything to do with you. Don't take it personally. And so you are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. You have a right to be here. We should all, at some time in our life, go off on a vision quest. A vision quest is what the North American natives called it. Well, Jesus went off on a vision quest. He went on to the mountain. Remember, he went away for 40 days and 40 nights. All the masters do that. And at the end of the time, you know, as the Bible says, he's standing at the cliff looking over the village, and the devil, which means his negative ego, we all have one of those, says, if you bow down to me, you can have everything here. So Jesus, being an enlightened person, says, well, guess what? Everything that I could possibly want or need, I already have it. Why should I bow down to fear, which is false evidence appearing real? Everything that you could possibly want or need that's real, you already have it. Now again, you have to figure out what's real. Okay? Remember that natural law, all the relationships in your life are based on natural law. When you say to another person, I love you, what you're really saying is, I like myself a lot when I'm with you. Now, why do I like myself a lot when I'm with you? Well, because I'm going to have an opportunity to learn about myself. Okay? And of course, when you wake up several years later and say, oh my God, what was I thinking? Well, at that time, that's the person that you needed in your life. Okay? We could say that we sign sacred contracts in relationships to go through those relationships. And you know, there's no hurry. You have forever, this lifetime or many, many lifetimes. And there's also no hurry for you to become what is known as self-enlightened. You have forever. But as we're going into 2012, things are obviously speeding up. Okay? And so you have an opportunity. It says in the Bible there would become a time when everything would be known. There would be no secrets. Well, we're going into that time. Anything that you want to study, all you have to go on the internet and you can find out all about it. Okay? So we're in that time where there are no secrets. Are there no secrets? Of course, when you come to people like myself and other people like me, you know, we tell you your secrets just in case you don't know them. But the biggest secret that we love to tell you is that God's passionate in love with you, that you have angels and guides and loved ones around you, that you can't die even if you want to, okay? You've always been here and you always will be here. That's the biggest secret. The biggest secret. One of the fears that all of us have as time goes on is, of course, the fear of passing on. The fear of passing on. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more. And to sleep, we say, we end the heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that the flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Oh, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. So some people are hoping that when they die, it's over. Well, boy, are you in for a surprise. Are you in for a surprise? And in spiritualism, we teach you the secret of death or living. You shall know the secret of death, and how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? The owl, whose night-bound eyes are blind unto the day, cannot envision the mystery of life. If he's indeed wise, he bids you not enter the house of his wisdom, but goes into your own wisdom. You know, the Dalai Lama basically practices death and dying every single day. He goes into meditation, and in his meditation, he goes to the places where he's going to go when he passes on. And when he was in Montreal many, many years ago, you know, of course, somebody had to ask him, what happens if you miss the practice, if you die instantly? He said, well, I guess I just miss it. But he goes into the meditation of passing on every single day. Okay. But in the secret of death, if you understand life, life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depths of your hopes and desires lies your knowledge of the beyond. And like seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust those dreams, for in them is hidden a gate to eternity. For what is it to die but to stand in the wind of the Holy Spirit and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to let yourself go and breathe one and become one with God? You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. And whether or not, again, it is clear to you, the universe is unfolding the way that it should. You should be so happy that you are in the world at this time. And as we're going into the new millennium, those of you who really desire to become self-enlightened or self-empowered, everything you could possibly want or need is in front of you. I hope you take the opportunity. I hope you take the opportunity. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. No one you can heal that can't be healed. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. Be here now, be here now. Do your dance, sing your song. Speak your poetry, play your music. Walk your talk, live your philosophy. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Imagine all the world living for today. All you need is love, all you need is love. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you.